Okay, well, welcome to part 2. I sincerely apologize that my phone ran out of memory and cut that last clip because this is very exciting. So, without further ado, let's get back into where we were. Opening this big Bama Jamba. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, and I said I was found this when I was looking at the boost converter listings for that last video. Yeah, it's another power supply. Wow, this thing is huge. Look at it compared to the inductor on the boost converter. Boost converter inductor. Buck converter inductor. I've got another one of the inductors. Look at it. It's huge. It's like 2.5 times as big. Goodness. It's still using 4 wires, I think. So the wires are still the same, so just the amount of inductance that it has is a lot. So yeah, it's got a nice cooling fan there. And my favorite feature is, this is the input, okay, capacitors, inductor, MOSFETs, output capacitors, output terminal. This is a Hall effect current sensor on the positive. That is key, because the negative just goes in and out, which is awesome. Whereas on this boost converter, your negative comes in through reverse polarity MOSFET. Same as on here, these two MOSFETs there. And then it goes in to the capacitors and then through this current shunt on the negative. So that disconnects the negative here to the negative here. So actual ground from the power supply is not ground on the output of it. Whereas this one, ground in, ground out. Same terminals. But yeah, just look at this thing. Wow. So it did come in a box, thankfully, all packaged up properly. But it does look like the inductor was bouncing around a little bit. The glue didn't quite stay. It has some foam there, and then they glued it down. They should have glued it down in a couple places. They only glued it down once. It does have some foam over here. But yeah, wow. So 63 volt. I believe this is a at least 50 volts out at, I'm pretty sure, 50 amps. We'll have to take a look at it a little further, but yeah, wow. I guess I can kind of set voltage on it. Let's see, this is negative, this is the input. So I'll just connect it to my 5005. 20 volts, let's set the amps to 5. Okay, 41 milliamps. 5 volts out. Nice. So yeah, it's got a little screen here. Okay, turn on and off the backlight. Oh, measures the voltage in. measures the current. Temperature sensor. Not sure where that is. I'll have to figure that out. V in, V out. So what am I picking? Which screen it has? Cycling between Celsius, or temperature, voltage in, and voltage out. Interesting. Okay, it's just the 3 modes. So this is just output. And then this is voltage in and voltage out. Is it going to cycle? No, so this is just input. I wonder how it's reading input current, unless that's just output current. And then this just shows the temperature and the current. And then 3 cycles through all 3. Neat. And back the voltage up to 34 volts. Yeah, there you go. See 34. And this should be output. Alright. So which one's voltage, which one's current? Yep, that's voltage. So it's going to take a lot of turns there. So it only has 34 volts in. Yeah, so 31 volts out. I could probably get it a full 50 volts by putting my power supplies in series, but I think I'll call it quits now and do a full review on this guy. So, the fan turned on for a second. So, the plan is to have this big beefy boost converter or this even beefier boost converter feeding this super beefy buck converter and be able to blow some stuff up. So yeah, that is very exciting. I'll probably try to check out all the bugs if it has any on that guy. Bunch of fuses to build batteries. Type-C tester. Type-C trigger boards. FM transmitters. Get this one, it's worth it. And the Blue Driver OBD2 scanner, which is also worth it. So yeah, that's it for the mailbag video. Sorry it got broken into 2 parts. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah. Nice.